Now, another development in our century is the birth of the philosophy of the mind. In the past, we somehow thought that there is a dualistic world, which is the true world that we live in. We have darkness versus light, goodness versus evil, God versus the devil, good people versus bad people, good thinking versus bad thinking, and so on and so forth. In the past, great philosophers wanted to tell the world the true nature of things. But one of the problems is their writing can easily end in a world of dualistic oppositions. And that perhaps is the fatal problem of philosophy in the past. So modern philosophers are saying that philosophers, and especially the future of philosophy, lies in the philosophy of the mind. Why? Because the philosophy of the mind is trying to study we human beings as a unified whole. That is, there is just one, and that is you. And your world is the only world that is true to you. It is not a matter of selfishness, but rather it is a sort of breakthrough against the world of dualism. Now, what is the philosophy of the mind? Let's say, for a layman, it means that our thinking, our willpower, is usually 1 or maybe 0.01 minute before our action. That is, if our mind is like a computer, it has files of the past. That is our past experience, our learning. And when we actually start doing something, it is the brain as a computer retrieving all our past files and then put them together in a sort of synthesis and then start moving towards its goal. And it was really only after the action, maybe 0.001 seconds, does our language of the brain or the will tells us what it is. So what does that mean? It means that our actions are actually more real than our brain, all our thinking, all our decisions. So what does that mean when it comes to philosophy? It means we have to take a very different approach towards the meaning of life. Some of the arguments are we are actually closer to the animal kingdom than the real world of humanity. We are basically the sum total of our past experience and its synthesis. So there is not something like a soul living inside us that is like us, and it is actually the soul that tells us what to do. And when we have inspirations and when we act, it is the output of images or memories that come to us from our past experience, like the files in our computer, in the hardware part or in the memory part. Now, so to conclude, in the 21st century, the answer to philosophy lies in learning what is the proper relationship between language and science. Wittgenstein certainly is producing some very good answers. The second thing has to do with the problem of the mind, how we human beings are actually the actions that are produced by our past memory and their synthesis, and the so-called willpower or the intellect actually is something that comes after the action itself.